The Robot Masters have been recycled. The Deadly Defense Force has been disposed of. And that puts the Blue Bomber at the Demented Doctor's doorstep. It's looking like a final battle today as Mega Man takes on one Dr. Wily. Let's get it going. Of course, we do have a short stage to get through before our final confrontation, so let's hop to it. It starts off with some watchers during this ladder climb that you can easily skip if you're feeling it. I felt like shooting one down, though, because I just ignored them all throughout this series so far. I'm also going to ignore that large weapon pellet because we don't need it since our weapon energy refills. Another thing I could ignore, the screw bombers up top, although if you do jump in this area they'll activate, and you will be making jumps because the terrain's set up like that, so it's best to just take them all out. But once you've done that, there isn't a regular enemy left in the game to deal with. One thing you want to do for this lift section, though, is get out the magnet beam and save yourself some time. Otherwise, you're going to be waiting a good 15 to 20 seconds or so, and let's face it, that's a bit too long for this. So instead, let's do that, grab the extra life and the weapon-restoring Yasichi, which is really unnecessary again, and hop on into the teleporter because it is time for the boss rush. Yeah, before we get to Wily, we gotta go through the rest of our old pals, and we're gonna start this explosive conflict off with none other than Bomb Man. That was a weak pun. Again, Bomb Man is probably the hardest of the 6 for me to avoid taking damage from in this, because there's no telling where he's going to leap to in this fight, and he just decided to leap into my face there. Luckily, Firestorm cuts the battle in half from the Buster-only duel we had in round 1, and sure enough, he's taken care of. Now, there are no teleporters, as you can see, so when you walk through the next shutter, the next fight begins. And as you can see, I pulled out Ice Slasher, which means we're going to be taking on Fireman. I honestly think getting past his first wave is the toughest, but again, remember that you want to stay about 3-4 paces away and pepper him with light Ice Slasher shots here to make this fight go smoothly. Since we've already taken a couple hits, we want to be a little extra careful for the fights to come, especially the next one, since it's Iceman. The last thing we need is to lose 10 bars of health in a situation like this, because, you know, you never know if Gutsman or Wily's going to get a lucky hit in. Have to jump through those Ice Slasher shots like I didn't do the first time, but thankfully, this time we're using the Thunder Beam, so we only need to hit him 3 times, too. And that's that. And our final Robot Master, Gutsman, also takes only 3 hits. The thing you have to watch out for with his super arm here is that it can knock your bombs away, so you really want to throw it behind him just a bit if you can. You also have to time it properly, which is another thing I struggle with mightily, whether it's this game or the original. But luckily, he was being very generous to me today, and we got through that relatively unscathed. I mean, 2 hits isn't that big of a deal. Especially since before this part of the series, I used to be under half health because of the Fireman fight, but we weren't going to let that happen this time. Let's make sure, though, not to do our victory hops outside that door because, yeah, they include the ridiculously long corridor before you get to what is going to be our final battle. And as you can see, it's about to get underway, so let's do this. It's Mega Man versus Dr. Wily. As you can see here, though, the first form is not the flying contraption, but it's still the tank from New Style mode. That's fine by me, because this fight is going to be very simple, because its shots are so slow. Look at that! And even better, instead of taking 7 hits from Firestorm to take out the first form, you only need to hit it 5 times. So much for that. Oh, poor Dr. Wily. Like I said, man, you just don't build them like you used to. Let's see if round 2 goes any better for you. Now, while the second phase of the Wily Machine fight is trickier than the first, I still wouldn't call it hard. You want to go with Thunder Beam because Rolling Cutter can no longer hit him multiple times per pass like it could in the original. The other thing you had to watch out for is his cannon, and in fact that's the only thing you really had to watch out for. It will charge up and make this whirring noise 7 times before firing a shot at you. What you want to do is jump on either the 6th or 7th whirring noise to lead the shot upwards and then run right under it. The only exception to this rule is when he's right up in your face charging, in which case you want to jump a little earlier, get around it, and quickly get past it because it will get you on the backswing otherwise. But the fact of the matter is, as you can see from his health, it doesn't matter. That fight was pretty simple. Sorry, Doc. I'll give you an A for effort, especially considering you didn't have much to work with this time around, Dr. Wily. Yeah, old style mode was definitely in our favor all along, but I do have to say this because I always do. I win. Right now, I am going to let you all enjoy the ending text, and I will be back to wrap things up for the credits. I'll see you there. I really gotta get better at timing this, don't I? Playing through Mega Man Powered Up's old style mode was a lot of fun. It's a simpler take on Mega Man 1, and it uses Powered Up's physics. Like I said, I love that it was a recreation and not just a straight up port. That said, said remake is kind of too easy in spots, and made for some very difficult moments when it came time to doing commentary. In fact, just looking at it right now, the only stage that I'd say is about on par with how hard it used to be was Iceman stage, and that's because the pings get caught up on the footholders. But outside of that, stages and bosses like Elecman, that was an absolute joke when I was going through it. I was stunned by that. It really just amazes me. Yellow Devil, you were pathetic too, you know, that's great. But anyway, that's enough about old style mode. It's a nice little addition to this series here, but it's definitely not the meat of the game. So, next time when we come back to this series, and we will be coming back to it sometime next year, hopefully early and not 5 months after when I get this video uploaded, like the old style mode was for the new style mode, we will be covering challenge mode. It's going to be the longest part of the series, and it's definitely going to be the one that people have been waiting for because you're not just going to be playing as Mega Man in that one. Oh, no. Just wait, because the other bots are going to join in on the fun, and that will be coming at you soon. Until then, see you later, gang.